Quanell, tonight we're going to talk about the conviction of AJ Armstrong after 7 years. We're going to talk about the blindside controversy and whether or not Michael Orr was taken advantage of by the family that allegedly adopted him. We're going to discuss whether or not Prince Charming is a rapist. And we're also going to talk about whether or not you should use corporal punishment on a toddler for twerking. But we're going to start off, as I said, with AJ Armstrong. It took 7 years and 3 trials to secure this conviction of a young man who was accused of murdering his retired NFL star father and his mother in a brutal fashion in their bed. What has shocked me because I think there's overwhelming evidence of his guilt, right? I think the defense counsel did a fantastic job. Rick Natoda did a great job sowing the seeds of reasonable doubt, and that's why we had 2 hung juries. But they tried to blame his brother, who had an alibi witness and who was not in the home, and I think that's a bit evil.
Charles,
you have a security system.
No.
You have a kid that got thrown out of school using drugs, shot the gun.
That don't make him a killer. That don't make him a cold-blooded killer.
I agree. The fact that he shot his parents in the head made him a cold-blooded killer.
What the prosecutors did was not turn the corner, they cut the corner. They cheated in this last trial. Blood planted evidence by supposedly HPD officers on his clothing all of a sudden came into existence. Where was this blood splatter on his clothing in the previous trials? All of a sudden now it comes out, and that's why his attorneys, who are smart, wise lawyers, filed a federal lawsuit accusing the DA's office and HPD of corruption and supporting perjured testimony about lying blood stains on his clothes.
It was actually a different set of attorneys that filed that civil lawsuit. They did it. It was an act of desperation. They
but
did
they're his lawyers.
The closing moments of that trial. This is a young man that brutally married. It's disgusting. The social media response is just like you. It's driven along purely racial lines. If this was a young white man who killed his parents like this, you'd be calling for the death penalty.
Now let me tell you something.
And we have more sympathy. More sympathy for this young man. We have more sympathy for this young man than we do for the police officer who was shot by a maniac.
Armstrong's not guilty.
I haven't heard you talking to
Armstrong's not guilty.
All of this.
They played dirty tricks to convict that young boy.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they
diligently.
did.
You know, we
that young man is not guilty
of a racist prosecution by an incredibly diverse district attorney's office, an incredibly diverse investigative team, an incredibly diverse police department.
In this case, they didn't turn the corner. They cut the corner, didn't deal the deck.
Okay, tell me how.
From the bottom
Tell me
and
how.
Set that
how did they cut the corner? Instead of being bombastic.
This new blood spatter evidence was fabricated evidence. And supposedly, all of a sudden now, after 7 years and several trials, they now discover some new blood on his clothing from his parents. That's a lie, brother.
O.J. Simpson most certainly killed his wife and ex-wife and
O.J. Simpson not guilty.
But hold on.
O.J. found not guilty.
Furman and Van Adder absolutely planted blood evidence in that case, and Barry Schreck did a great job in determining it because there was preservatives found. You're just screaming. You're not talking about the facts.
Young A.J. Armstrong, don't lose hope, don't lose faith.
Okay,
your family will fight for you.
It is purely your positions.
On appeal, he will win.
Driven by complexion.
On appeal, he will win.
That's the problem. There's more sympathy for this murderer than there is a cop clinging for his life because someone decided to shoot him on a traffic stop.
AJ Armstrong ain't got a damn thing to do with a cop being shot. You mixing apples and artichokes, brother.
We'll be back.